Hey guys, this is a pretty fun day here in Detroit. I'm with my man Bob Adams, and earlier today I was in the brand new Ford GT, and Bob is doing me a favor and taking me to the airport, and he said, hey man, do you want to drive my old Ford GT, which I wouldn't really call this car old by any means. So what do we got going here? This is
2006 Ford GT modified by Steeda. It's got long tube headers, shorty muffler, throttle body work, along with a power pulley and a performance tune.
So what are we making for horsepower?
741 at the wheels.
741 at the wheels. So we're going to take this baby out. I'm going to hand the, this is really impromptu. I didn't expect to get to drive this car today. We just drove a McQueen Edition Mustang, and that was pretty cool. We'll have more on that later. But I'm going to give the phone camera here to Bob. We're going to do a little quick video, take this thing up the street. And now, where the other car had paddle shifts, DCT transmission, got to do everything myself in this thing. I got to operate the clutch. I got to manipulate the shifter. Pretty sure we can handle that. Got to mess with Bob's mirror here a little bit so I can see. I can see more of the engine in this car, which is kind of cool. So it's pretty cool to get to be able to drive two Ford GTs in one day. That's pretty exciting. And this one makes more horsepower than the other one. And Bob is not shy about driving this thing either.
No, we take it out quite a bit. It's cars are meant to be driven. Jay Leno's got the right idea, and we're just following his lead.
It's got a nice idle to it. Alright. See what she's got. Ready? Hold on, everyone. Woo.
That was 100 mile an hour before you do it.
That was 100 mile an hour easy. Man, the thing sounds good. Oh, the 5.4 is just such a great engine. Torque, and more torque. Wow, my heart's racing right now. The thing has the sound, it pulls, we got the radar detector going. Oh man, I gotta be honest with you, like, you know, you don't want to lift, you want to just keep going. I can't imagine how quickly this thing would get to a $150 or better.
And I'll tell you what, on the 1-2 shift, it's very easy to get wheel spin.
Yeah, I was really careful when I shifted it, when I let the clutch back out. I really didn't give it a power shift. I tried to be just, you know, nice and smooth with the transition, because I didn't want to break loose. The roads are pretty bumpy here, so I didn't want to catch a bump and have it really dance away from me. It is Bob's car, and Bob's with me, so gotta be careful.
Although I've driven it a little bit harder than that.
Yeah, but I'm driving your car. So,
no problem.
I want to have a good, perfect 2-0 record today with Ford GTs. What a fantastic experience. And to be able to drive both cars in the same day is pretty amazing, actually, because you really feel the difference, not only in the power, but in how refined the new car is in so many different ways, with the DCT and the seating position and all the options. I mean, like you said, there is no navigation in here. There's no, you know, obviously, you know, computer controlling the engine, but you got to operate the clutch. If it's spinning the tires, you got to. This one has a V8 too. You got long tube headers on it?
Yes, long tube headers, shorty muffler.
Sounds really good.
It's good throaty sound to it. When you put your foot into it, you know it.
I'm pretty sure Bob, these have a 220 mile an hour speedometer, and I'm pretty sure Bob has bent the speedo needle around a little bit on this thing. But I have a feeling this car is faster than the other one with the modifications Bob has done to it.
It'll deliver the mail.
Yeah, I mean, you're still looking out. It's full-on race car kind of feel.
No electronics helping you either.
No, I am the traction control, I think, right?
You got it. It's your right foot.
Yeah. Let's see if we're in second gear now. I got the motor about 3,500. Get a little breathe on the throttle. We're in traffic, so I can't do a real big pull here, but That was literally like an eighth of a throttle. Power is fantastic in this thing.
Normally when you drive this car, the 1-2 shifts at 62 mile an hour if you're going balls out. The 2-3 shift is at 95.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. And, the one we drag tested back in the day ran, I think, 1092 at 128. Yeah, crossing like only halfway through third gear. So I think the top of third gear will take you well past 130 miles an hour with really 2 gears to go. Obviously, you can go over 200 miles an hour if you got enough space and enough guts. I really like these cars, and obviously a lot of people do too. They're doing really well in the marketplace. And this one, how many miles you got on this thing, Bob?
Just a couple thousand.
Nice.
Actually, yeah, from the retail marketplace, they've about doubled in value.
Yeah, so we're not going to go far. I got to actually catch a flight in a little bit. So we're going to probably turn around here, and hopefully we get a little bit of open road so I can give her a little throttle. But I love having to manipulate the controls. The shifter feels good. It's pretty neat seeing the blower in the mirror. I mean, that never gets old. A constant reminder that you are running with a supercharger, and you've got, Bob has this thing pulleyed, like he said. So the tip-in throttle response is freaking amazing with that extra boost that this thing's making. It's got the steed to touch on it. Should I turn around here?
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Like I said, there is no navigation in here. There's no, obviously, computer controlling the engine, but you got to operate the clutch. If it's spinning the tires, you got to pedal it. In some ways, I like this car better because it really does give you that retro feel. I'm a huge fan of the 60s Le Mans winning versions. So you have the same dash layout, very similar windshield design, and the way the A-pillar kind of comes up over your head. You have a lot less room, it seems, in this car than the newer car. Even though it's seemingly a tighter cockpit, it seems like on this side you have more room. But steering feel is fantastic in this car. I mean, it hugs the road. I've driven these on a road course, and you can really hang the back end out and counter steer it. They're very predictable and neutral. Bob's put the throttle down on this thing a few times. This is a driven car, and he's not afraid to take it out and beat on it.
I go through a set of tires, the rear tires, about every 600-700 miles.
I was gonna say every week.
Not exactly.
Man, this is great. When we get back, we'll show you the outside. We'll give you a little walk around to the car. We're coming back to the shop now, and we'll show you the engine and some of the things that my man Bob has done to this thing. All right, so here's a look at the interior. Again, I love the seats in this thing. Comfortable. Just like the original. It's got the door that closes over your head. You got the dash layout that's retro or reminiscent of the early cars. Give you a little walk around here. Sorry about the shaky camera, but we're going old school here on this video. Here it is, the silver. Tungsten silver, right? With the silver stripes. Really sweet package here. And Bob has this thing tuned up as you just saw. So now we'll give you a look at that awesome 5.4 supercharged. I mean, I think part of the simplicity of the engine, is what makes part of the car so cool. But you got that thing pulleyed. And Bob, you said you have headers and exhaust on this, and
long tube headers, no cats, shorty exhaust.
Man, that's wild.
It barks pretty good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I laid into the throttle and got it to the floor. I didn't really hold it there very long, just a gear or two. Actually, get a look at the headers right here. Pretty sweet ride. Man. right, so I got to head to the airport. Bob's going to take me over there. I got to catch my flight home. But it was pretty awesome getting to drive your Ford GT, 2 Ford GTs in one day. That was really cool. Bob, I just can't thank you enough. That was a great experience.
Excellent.
And
glad you could stop by.
yeah, when I come back, I'm going to drive that McQueen Mustang. We'll do something with that.
Supercharged McQueen, absolutely.
Cool. All right, guys, thanks for checking out the video, and stay tuned for more great stuff. Thanks.
Take care.